and here we go again. This is a long due video. So one of my first products that I made when I started out as a woodworker was this instrument called the Cajon. It's actually a Peruvian instrument, and when I built it, it kind of turned out pretty neat. Alright it was. But I knew that I could do so much better with it. So here I am making my first set of branded cajones. Well, the first steps, as you all know, are pretty much the same until the glue up, because it's mainly about marking, cutting, dovetailing, checking for square, and then eventually gluing up. And only after that does an artist get to sculpt his work. So until then, just, I guess, guys, enjoy the process. This time, in this video for the first time, there are going to be two ways of trimming the proud ends of the dovetails. One is with the planer, as you just saw, and the second is with this awesome Ryoba saw which I recently purchased, and it is absolute bliss. And believe me, I can't be grateful enough that I own one now, and it's just, I have to use, it's just magic. Those dowels are to maintain the position of the spring mounting piece on the inside of the box. Once the trimming and the radius making is done, then I can fill the gaps with lambi or wood putty, as you call, and just sand it so so that I can get a clean edge and clean surface to work on. Those are the front and the back panels. I'm simply using a utility blade to cut them, and that's the base hole below the center line. Once the main body is sanded around with 80 or 120 grit, I'm applying the stain, the walnut stain. I'm trying to be even and not let it drip from the corners. And I believe that this is the first step in craftsmanship and being an artist. As I use brass screws, I wish to finish the screw heads of each so that there is an aesthetic consistency to all of them when used on each surface. And that's the big deal about this video, that logo for Dark Blue Studios, the DBS. And there goes my favorite part, Orsolin. As I've mentioned earlier, Orsolin is a herbal oil which brings out the grains so beautifully and doesn't spoil the skin when we hold it or we apply it. Pretty much what one can look for in a finish. So this was the final finish, the polyurethane, and it doesn't dry so quickly. I think it at least say 15 minutes it takes to dry on the absolute surface So I couldn't place it down. I couldn't place the box down. So I had to hold it with my left hand as I'm a righty, and I had to continuously through the brushing process and the rolling process. I had to keep it held, and boy, that hurt. And for the final assembly, the snare springs, and there goes the tapa. Man alive, those brass screws look really sexy.